Okay, and we're back. Sorry, guess the live stream crashed for some reason, but like you guys generally miss too much. Like before we're saying that it's not possible to like figure out who the culprit is because everyone's going to have an alibi. And now Ingrid's just saying like when the killer never actually attacked Wolfgang at that time, 8:15 a.m. So let's continue now.
But his little note said to come by at 8:15 a.m., didn't it?
Ingrid, do you remember what you said when we couldn't figure out who stole Desmond's taser?
To be honest, I'm drawing a blank.
You suggested we switch subjects and discuss Wolfgang's injuries instead, which we did. As a result, we ended up unraveling more about the case than if we had stuck to the original topic. Right now, we're at a dead end. If we can't get any more leads out of this current discussion, then that's a sign to switch our focus.
Switch our focus to what?
I want to take another look at Diana's testimony.
Mine?
Back when you were describing Wolfgang's death, something stuck out to me.
So everyone knows we have the generator. All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then so did everything else.
The flash of white Diana described must have been the generator exploding, with the darkness afterwards being the blackout. Think about the order of events there. In just a few seconds, the boiler room's generator explodes, and Wolfgang falls over dead. Doesn't it sound like the two are correlated?
Oi, didn't we go over this already? We did. The generator has nothing to do with Wolfgang's death. Its wires weren't touching the water.
But clearly it does.
Indeed, which is why the murder weapon is the taser gun.
Diana said she never used the taser, though.
Yeah.
Then she's lying!
What? That's not true! I never fired the gun!
It's all good. I believe you. Sure, nobody can dispute the gun was fired. What can be disputed, though, is when it got fired.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the killer fired that gun way in advance. Like sometime before Wolfgang arrived downstairs and left it in the boiler room for us to find later.
What? So the taser gun isn't the murder weapon?
If Wolfgang wasn't killed with the taser gun or the generator, what other options are we left with?
The taser gun is the only option which makes sense. The murder weapon can't be anything else.
Here's murder weapon. Is it possible there's a burst of electricity we haven't considered yet? My breath could have shot it or something like that. It's on you.
And anyway, the only proof Diana never shot the taser is her own word.
Ava! What do you mean?
All the evidence supporting your version of events is circumstantial. The note you showed us? That could be a fake alibi you made for yourself.
The same handwriting Wolfgang.
The fact that it has the same handwriting as Wolfgang's is already suspicious.
Couldn't that just mean the same person tricked them?
Yeah.
If you earnestly believe Diana didn't write it, then maybe. But do you see what I'm saying? There's no proof Diana never wrote the notes. There's only her word to go by. Because if she did write them, everything about her entering the boiler room at 8:45 a.m. and being locked inside could be a total lie.
It makes sense though. So I don't see how she would about that.
I get what you're saying. But if we run with the idea that Diana was the one waiting for Wolfgang all the way back at 8:15 a.m., then we're stuck with the issue we had last time. Why did Diana wait over an hour to kill him?
Yeah.
That's also circumstantial. None of us know what really went on between those two in an hour. Ruling someone out because they took a long time to murder is stupid.
Without context? Sure, I'd say the same. But since the boiler room is unlocked, anyone can enter. If Diana knocked Wolfgang out, then she took over an hour to kill him with that info in mind.
Okay, but who would enter? No one wants to make a detour down some gross, freaky-looking basement. The boiler room is probably the most covert place a person can be.
You say that, but weren't you the one always hanging out in the basement during the free time events? So why would you say that now? I don't know, it could be Ava now. I don't know. The most covert place. Her words do make sense. After all, I chose to meet Joseph in the boiler for the very same reason.
Diana claims she didn't write the notes, and she claims she didn't shoot the gun. But where's the hard proof she didn't do any of these things?
The answer lies in what destroyed the generator.
What?
Didn't we already talk about that?
All you guys did was discuss theories, never anything concrete. Settling for a theory isn't good enough when our lives are on the line. In the same way Ava can't rule out Diana's involvement in the case, we can't rule out the generators.
So we have to figure out what destroyed the generator?
Yeah.
What should we do? Just throw out ideas?
It's what we've been doing this whole time.
Oakley dokley. All right, everyone. Let's put our thinking hats on. If we work together, we'll unravel this mystery for sure. Ready? On your marks, get set, go!
Alright. See what comes for the generator.
Why did the generator blow up?
Could have just been an electrical fault.
So, a coincidence?
Is this the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence?
Did the killer throw something at the generator that made it explode?
Perhaps it's the fault of the taser gun? The electrical discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop.
Probably. There's no proof anything besides the taser was involved.
In that case, the generator blew up after Wolfie got shot with the taser.
Such a dastardly taser, leaving so many victims in its wake.
Why did the generator blow up?
Could have just been an electrical fault.
So, a coincidence?
Is this the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence?
Did the killer throw something at the generator that made it explode?
Perhaps it's the fault of the taser gun? The electrical discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop.
Probably. There's no proof the taser was involved.
No, that's wrong!
Unfortunately, Ava, I have to disagree. You say nothing but the taser could have been involved in the murder. But there's one possibility you didn't consider. The shrapnel in the water.
You mean those bits of red metal which were floating around?
Right. The ones that look like the aftermath of an explosion. Due to their proximity to the generator, it's safe to assume the two are connected.
Can't that just be debris left by the generator?
Except this debris is a completely different color. It lacks the rust the generator has accumulated. We're obviously looking at the remnants of something else, which means an object we haven't yet identified was caught in the explosion.
I'm flying here, right? Like another outfit item. extension cord?
This is
I
it.
completely forgot about the extension cord.
The water was also an extension cord, half of which had been burnt away.
Huh? Did the cord get caught in the explosion?
Seems that cord has the misfortune of floating around the wrong place at the wrong time.
From what I saw in my investigation, the building's extension cord supply seems to be kept inside storage closet D. So in a way, yeah, it was definitely in the wrong place.
Storage closet D, huh? It was hard to make out much of it in the dark. And after the power came on, Kai came screaming for us to leave our closets. But I do recall seeing some extension cords peeking out from behind the shelf.
Since we already know the killer raided one storage closet, anyone else willing to bet they raided this one too?
The hell did they need an extension cord for?
Probably something involving the generator, given its proximity to the cord.
Same thing with the red bits, even though we don't know what they are.
Right, red shrapnel. It definitely isn't debris left by the generator, so what exactly is it? So far, nothing in the boiler room could be directly tied to shrapnel. At least not any of the clues that have already been discussed in this trial. If I were to flip my thinking and consider the clues we haven't discussed yet, there's no proof what I have in mind is related to shrapnel, but when all the other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one that hasn't. The only thing the mysterious shrapnel might be related to. What?
This is it.
Yeah, okay.
Hold that thought. We may be able to identify the shrapnel using context clues. During the investigation, there was a strange smell permeating the boiler room. It took me a moment to notice, but when I did, well, the best way to describe the scent would be if you mix cereal and alcohol together.
Cereal and alcohol? Talk about specific.
Mm-hmm. 'Tis a sign a chemical reaction does at play.
Wait, you recognize the smell?
Chemical reactions can produce some pretty pungent odors. Usually something to the tune of alcohol mixed with cereal, or fruits, or eggs. I noticed the smell going into the investigation, but it had completely slipped my mind until now.
Could it be a chemical reaction was caused by the taser?
The gun never touched the water. There's no reason for it to be the source of the smell.
What about the generator?
Considering the state of it, that generator would smell more burnt than anything else.
If the chemical reaction can't be explained by what we already know, like the generator or the taser gun, we need to consider the possibility that the explanation is the one piece of evidence still evading us, the shrapnel.
Can someone translate this into less complicated talk? It was just a long-winded way of saying he's using process of elimination.
I know it sounds like a stretch, but if you follow this line of reasoning, a lot more questions start getting answered. Think about it. If the smell and shrapnel are linked, then whatever object the shrapnel belongs to must contain chemicals.
So we're looking for a metal object, which is also packed with chemicals?
Surely something like that would be kept inside the pharmacy.
Looking at my notes, when we originally visited the pharmacy, I recorded everything I saw. A bright red metal object would have definitely caught my eye, but I don't see one written here.
I got lots of metallic objects in my dorm room, but nothing chemical. Just big old slabs of metal.
Big old slabs of metal. Why does it sound so familiar? Hold on. That's right. what Ingrid said just now is similar to what she said the night everyone began bunking together, but I guess this would explain my room too. It's littered with all sorts of fancy tools and metals. But at the time, people were talking about their dorm rooms being named around the towers. Could we the chakra actually be the remnants of the unique device that guy posted about having in his room? We wouldn't know for sure. Just to put you on the spot. I'm gonna say John, but I don't see why John would do that. I'm gonna guess Jen.
It has to be you!
Did you remember, like, Jet?
Jet, I need to ask you something.
What's up?
Can you tell me what's inside your dorm room?
Like, a full-on list?
Whatever works.
No. Sure thing. I got a pretty gnarly collection of parts and accessories. Blind spot mirrors, lithium batteries, wheels, spare brakes, you name it. Oh, I even have the legendary mantle from the 1984's Grand Prix winning Speedster.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Cool. So, why'd you want to know? Unless... Wait, I'm not being suspected, am I?
No.
No. Don't try to roll me into this, bro. I've got nothing to do with the murder.
I believe you, dude.
I know you don't. You have an alibi. The only reason I ask is because that mysterious red shrapnel may be the remnants of one of your lithium batteries.
What?
I see. A lithium battery might explain the smell in the air.
And lithium, that's an explosive substance. If it made contact with water, gosh, you'd be left with a mess and a half.
Wouldn't someone have heard an explosion, though?
I did.
Really?
During the tournament. Right before we lost power.
Oi, that's right. That was a burn.
Wait! I remember hearing it too.
I initially assumed the generator made the noise somehow. But if Jet's car batteries contain an explosive substance...
Hey, Jet, were your batteries bright red at all?
Maybe?
You don't know for sure?
I never took the batteries out of their packaging. The packaging isn't red, I can tell you that, but the actual batteries? Yeah, I got nothing.
So it can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Pretty much.
Well, what's the reaction time of a lithium battery?
The reaction time?
When a lithium battery hits the water, how long does it take to combust? I think once we know that, we can decide whether or not the battery is relevant to the case.
A lithium battery would be an almost instantaneous reaction, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Lithium isn't a metal I've worked with, but it got beat into my head never to mix it with substances it doesn't like. All that electricity the battery would have let out when it hit the water. It must have went straight into poor Wolfie.
There's warning labels on the battery for a reason.
Okay, if the reaction is instantaneous, then the battery would have entered the water only seconds before the generator exploded. That's really weird.
Is it?
According to Diana's testimony, when the explosion happened, she was still holding the taser gun. In which case, who threw the battery into the water?
Huh?
Huh. Good point. We can rule out Wolfgang, since the Blackens can only be a student who kills another student. And Diana.
It was only Diana and Wolfgang in the boiler room, so unless Diana herself was the one to throw the battery, then the battery can't play a part in the murder.
Then I explained the shuffle.
I didn't throw the battery. I promise.
shrapnel and generator are too close to alert. It must be correlated. I'll admit that Diana throwing the battery is a possibility, but that's all it is, a possibility. There may still be another way for the battery to enter the water, so I've ruled that out. I won't settle for a culprit just yet. I was starting to get negative on this, which is not like it, but I put 2 words together.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Yeah,
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
Good.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere, so it must have been submerged another way. Perhaps something akin to what Eva described?
If that battery is the murder weapon, why is there a taser gun?
Maybe it's a red herring.
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water, a few inches from the generator.
Not the hardest shot to make.
Everybody's quick to say the battery was strong, but I consider the boiler and the objects secure for weapons. What that works considers impossible is to sound anything but.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere, so it must have been submerged another way. Perhaps something akin to what Eva described?
If that battery is the murder weapon, why is there a taser gun?
Maybe it's a red herring.
We just look at the generator.
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water, a few inches from the generator.
Not the hardest shot to make.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere, so it must have been submerged another way. Perhaps something akin to...
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water, a few inches from the generator. Not the hardest shot to make.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
How do I
No. The battery might actually have fallen from the generator.
from the generator?
What makes you say that?
The shrapnel's position in front of the generator suggests there's a correlation between the two. However, it's unlikely Diana threw the battery at the generator. Not only is the boiler room difficult to see in, the generator is positioned far enough from the concrete platform that Diana, with her wounded arm, will need to stand on the platform's edge to make the shot,
Yeah, I don't feel like
which would obviously put her in danger of being attacked by Wolfgang again.
Yeah. Wolfgang was really close. He could reach over to me if he wanted.
If the battery hadn't been thrown, the only other possibility is that it fell down into the water. And considering the layout of the boiler room, what else could the battery fall off of? Except the generator.
Are you saying the battery was sitting on top of the generator?
Not top, but maybe. But
Imagine the kid. Well,
I see.
ended.
I got it.
Okay. I was stupid then.
The battery may have been suspended over the generator.
Suspended over.
That's what I was thinking of before. Like it's word, but alright. If the battery was suspended by something, then the presence of that item starts to make a lot more sense for that item. The extension cord, like I was trying to say earlier.
This is it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The killer could have tied the extension cord around the battery
Yeah,
and slung the battery over the generator.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If the cord and battery were tied together at the time of the generator's explosion, it would explain why half of the cord had been burned away.
So I was just thinking like too far ahead, man. Alright.
The more you explain it, the more unbelievable it sounds.
What if that's the point? Maybe the killer chose a crazy method because no one would believe it.
I don't see how weaving a cord into the mix is any more beneficial than weaving it out. If anything, the cord adds extra weight.
Which would be especially inconvenient for Diana, because her arm was bleeding.
Right. It wouldn't benefit Diana to hold the cord. So, what if she didn't? Something else may have been supporting the cord instead.
I got it.
Yeah, because there's no one else in the room.
Throughout this trial, we've assumed the killer held the battery in some form or another. If the battery was on its own, the killer tossed it in. If the battery was wrapped with a cord, the killer held the other end of the cord. But in the same way something else can hold the battery, can something else also hold the cord?
Ugh, my head's starting to spin.
I see what you're saying.
Are you talking about something which could keep the cord in place?
I'm in to keep the cord in place. If I imagine the cord and the battery is tied around in front of the generator, in the same spot where it was strapped on the surface. Wait, what was it? The vent?
This is it.
Yeah. That's what we did.
The killer tied the cord to the vent.
What vent?
The one above the generator. It connects the boiler room and the dining hall.
There's a vent above the generator?
You should remember sunlight shining into the boiler room. That's where the vent is. The vent itself is set a bit far back into the wall, so you probably assume the spot was a small window or something.
If the boiler room and the dining hall are separated by one vent, does this make the wallpaper thin, or?
There's two vents. The boiler room vent and the dining hall vent. Both are connected via a small ventilation shaft.
And isn't the dining hall where we were having treatment? So that means that it is possible to
I was able to get a close look at the boiler room vent after Ava and I woke up, which is why I know these details.
How close is close for someone under 6 foot?
Ava helped me reach the vent,
Bye.
letting me sit on her shoulders.
Quite the visual.
Anyway, if the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end around the battery, they could suspend the battery over the generator.
Something like that would result in an explosion.
What do you mean?
You say the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end to the battery. However, indoor extension cords are much longer than regular cords. They can be upwards of 9 or more meters in length, as opposed to the average cord's 2 meters. 9 meters is significantly longer than the distance between the vent and the boiler room floor. If the killer wanted to tie the battery to the cord's other end, they would be tying it to something which is already submerged in water.
I see. It is an impossible setup.
Not necessarily. The killer can have greatly reduced the length of cord by doing that.
Cut the
No,
and
good.
Well, not you.
I didn't.
you both.
So, grabbing the cord out of the battery.
I got it.
It seemed like the cord was cut, but I got it.
The extension cord is pretty thin and flimsy. If the killer wanted the battery to be secure, they need to wrap a lot of cord around it. Probably to the point there wouldn't be much spare cord remaining. Which is a good thing, because this spare cord is what the battery will be suspended by. So long as the spare cord isn't too long, the battery will sit safely above the water.
So much effort.
Yeah.
Agreed. How do you even submerge the battery into the water under those circumstances?
By adjusting the cord position. All the killer would need to utilize is certain aspects of the boiler.
This is it. Like I mentioned earlier, I gave the vent a close look after originally waking up in the boiler room. Part of my inspection included opening the vent to get a better look at the other side.
The vent can be opened?
Not all the way, but far enough for the vent to cause a domino effect if then closed. In our case, a domino effect involving the extension cord tied to it. If we assume the vent must be open for the battery to remain a safe distance above the water, we end up with a pulley system. To prevent the battery from entering the water, the vent is literally pulling the entire cord backwards. Ergo, it's not just the killer's own measurements keeping the battery in place, but the vent itself. Having opened one of these vents before, I can tell you how tough they are to move.
Having my fingers run the grate directly in front of me, I pull as far as I could.
A lightweight battery definitely isn't heavy enough to pull one shut. It takes an actual person to close one. Which is great for the killer, because it means they get to maintain full control over when the battery enters the water. If they close the vent, the cord should slide forward and submerge the battery into the water. When that happens, the boiler room water becomes electrified by the battery's components, which in turn causes electricity to pass directly into the body of Wolfgang, who is standing in the water.
Exactly which vent is the cord being tied to?
The boiler room vent.
Funny.
How would they close the boiler?
Earlier, you said there's a small vent shaft connecting the boiler room vent to the dining hall vent. Assuming the killer is operating this trap from outside the boiler room, since we know there were only ever 2 people in that room, how would they even be able to reach the boiler room vent? Like you said, there's a separate vent in front of it.
Assuming the police tied the boiler vent. But failed to discern the ventilation shaft. It becomes considerably harder to reach the boiler vent with the water that shaft first. Not just that, never to say the boiler vent can open inwards. I got it to open outwards. By that logic, the vent on the opposite side of the shaft.
This could only mean one thing. The killer never tied the cord to the boiler room vent. They tied the cord to the dining hall vent.
That just creates the same problem as before, but reversed. Instead of the dining hall vent making it hard to close the boiler room vent, it's the boiler room vent making it hard to reach the dining hall vent.
While the vents may seem like an obstruction, especially since they can't be opened all the way, there's a very easy workaround. All the killer needs to do is fit the extension cord between the grates of the boiler room vent.
Oh yeah, the grates. You mentioned something about them earlier. Right. When you described opening the boiler room vent.
Grab my fingers around the grate, directly in front of me, and I pull as far as I go.
If you can fit your fingers between the grates, there's no damn way you can't fit a cord.
Exactly. After which, you can slide the cord through the ventilation shaft and out the opposite end for the killer to then go and tie to the...
Actually,
Actually,
hello?
What is it now?
There's something I still don't understand about your theory.
what?
It's to do with the logistics of the cord.
The logistics?
Its size.
After discussing this again, never mind. Find a way to prevent it anyway. Just like I've done countless times already. Okay.
I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder.
How about that?
I don't see a problem here. The killer doesn't even need to open that vent, because it could simply slide the cord between the grates.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
The arguments might have made sense. But therefore, it won't take us long.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue. Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't.
I'll cut through those words!
That's gas, honestly.
If you insert the cord through the boiler room vent first, it's possible to fit the cord through. You just need to start with the internal plug. The cords in Storage Closet D have a slim internal end. This can easily be slid through the gaps in the vent. Once the killer ties the cord around the dining hall vent, presumably with a knot, the cord won't be at risk of sliding back out either.
I see. When put like that, whether or not the boiler room vent was closed isn't really relevant.
How'd you figure all this out from some shrapnel and an extension cord? This is crazy.
At the same time, what he's describing sounds plausible.
Since the battery was suspended over the generator, it's no surprise the machine ended up the way it did. Fortunately for Diana, she was safe by virtue of remaining on the platform. I imagine that was also the killer's intention.
The killer kept her on the platform?
They must have known they were injecting Wolfgang with a hallucinogenic. So, it's possible they hoped his behavior would scare Diana off from entering the water. Although, even if Diana did die, the moment people realized only she and Wolfgang entered the boiler room, they'd probably call the whole thing a murder gone wrong.
Well, all of this certainly changes things.
Huh?
If the killer is someone who needed access, then everyone who attended the tournament is a suspect.
Well, I still think of it as that. I can't talk. I still think it was Kai.
What?
Ah! No way!
I'm thinking it has to be like either Ava or Mark. Because I remember everyone else like watching the game. Like they were all focused on the game, but I don't remember Ava and Mark like appearing in the photo. Damn it. I did not realize sooner. Yeah, I realized like 20 minutes ago. The fact the killer could even access the vent means they must have been dying all at the same time walking murder.
So we can reduce it down to 8 people. Damon, Kai, Grace, Eva, Cassidy, Jed, Mark, and John.
It was probably Cassidy. She set the whole thing up.
Hey, I was only trying to improve the mood.
I don't think it was Cassidy.
It wasn't me. I was playing a game with Damon when
I had to play music.
Now, you, I'm not too sure of.
Me too.
And you,
You never touched my equipment.
I meant I was watching Kai and Damon play.
I was spectating as well.
Me too.
yeah, I remember seeing you guys watching this, but I remember seeing Ava watching it.
Me 3. And Cass 2, I think. I was too focused on the game to remember who was or wasn't there.
If everyone's telling the truth, then all 8 of y'all were crowded round the same spot?
Not all of us.
Near the right wall where the TV was set up. It's also the furthest wall from the vent.
Seems like someone is lying again.
The tournament participant who took the vent. You can deduce who that person is and determine everyone's positions directly before the blackout. The problem is, I myself am so preoccupied by the game. Never got a good look at the actual people around you. Is that it? Well, I never got a good look at the others. I can still deduce their general positions if they were near me. But whether or not I heard them, think, Damon, think. Who and what did I hear back then? It was you. The only person I never heard was you. It's gotta be like either Mark or Ava. I don't know Mark or Ava, so I'll check first, I guess. Mark usually doesn't sleep ever. Yeah, that's the point. That's what. That's definitely. Okay, so you're telling me it's Ava? I did not want to be Ava.
It has to be you!
Oh my god, it's really Ava. I did not think Ava would die this early. just like Wolfgang. But
The killer is Ava.
Huh?
Ava's the only one whose position I can't account for. Mark was mixing a track at the time Kai and I were playing a game, so I know he must have been stationed at his pad. And everyone else, I remember hearing their voices over the sound of the game. Everyone, except Ava. In fact, the last I saw her, she was standing in the corner of the room with the vent.
so like between the person that actually wanted to get out, between the person.
So Ava flipped the vent?
Oh man! And the reason no one heard it is because the music was too loud!
Don't blame me. I was just doing what I was told.
Care to contribute anything, Eva?
I didn't flip the vent. Well, says a lot of things.
While you aren't technically wrong, I don't think that counts as an argument.
His theory is full of plot holes. He just refuses to point them out.
What plot holes?
The cord.
What?
In retrospect, you were so quick to accuse me that you overlooked a huge problem with the cord. If I'm the killer, how did I dispose of it?
Trick question. You left the cord tied to the vent.
What then? It unraveled by itself and fell into the water?
Yeah, you got me there.
I think Ava did right. I'm sure it's possible. But she didn't tie it at the right time. Before the blackout, right?
She would tie the cord.
What? When everyone left.
I got it.
Okay.
To dispose of the cord. Who just untied it during the blackout.
She untied the knot during a blackout?
Being the one who set up the trap, Ava could have easily practiced untying the knot in advance. Or she just made it a really simple knot. Either way, it wouldn't be any more difficult than untying your shoelaces with your eyes closed.
If Ava untied the cord, did it also fall into the water?
Diana's testimony says as much.
Does?
He recounted hearing
So I'm the. All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else.
the first sound was obviously the battery exploding. And the second, when you first recounted the story, you said it was the sound of the knife hitting the water. But why would a thin knife make such a big splash?
Then, do you think
What really caused that sound was probably the extension cord falling into the water.
when you say it that way, it does seem likelier?
I should have known. The kid who lied about her talents and tried to lie about the Tozy trinkets. I should have known. I should have known only Eva fucking Sanaka would kill Wolfgang!
You're right that Eva's lied to us several times already.
But she's just a mathlete. How did someone like her come up with something this complicated?
Her talent would give her the upper hand in all that measurement nonsense.
Yeah.
Even so, The sheer volume of items Eva had to steal. She's been under heavy suspicion these past few days. How did she sneak into Jet and Desmond's rooms without being noticed?
It's impossible. Wolfgang even got mad at me for being late to the dining hall by a few minutes. I've been watched the entire time I've been here. There's no way Jet wouldn't have noticed me taking his battery.
Right on. No one steals from me.
They already did.
Yeah.
And anyway, how could I enter the cord through the boiler room vent when I can't even reach the top of the generator? If anything, you should be suspicious of the taller students.
There's still people are I can't let the conversation continue because Ava did not have a relationship. She had views. This is
That's what I'm but he could in the
This.
I think it's I just I'm gonna die here. I don't know what I'm doing.
This is it.
Okay, that's not really much different.
Ava, to reach the top of the generator, you simply stood on one of the boxes in the boiler room.
I think on the other box.
There's already a huge pile of them near the generator itself. You could easily push one up against the machine.
Ah, she would have known about those boxes in advance, too, since she explored the boiler room with you ahead of time.
Okay, I could have used the boxes to reach the top of the generator. And I could have fit the cord through both vents if I inserted the right plug. I can do both of those things without attracting suspicion. What I can't do without attracting suspicion is opening the vent.
Huh?
Which vent are we talking about?
The dining hall one. Based on what Damon's saying, it needs to be opened for the killer's trap to work. But opening it during the tournament is asking to be caught, and opening it before the tournament is useless because Jet, Cassidy, and Mark would see it while setting up.
Oh yeah, you're right. If there was an open vent with a cord tied to it, I would have noticed for sure.
Now that Eva mentions it, I'm pretty sure the vent was closed during setup.
See, there's no way I can execute this trap without being caught. It's a stupid trap anyway. All the cord and vent stuff is too complicated. There's a billion ways it could go wrong. Damon's just making stuff up. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What the? That's bullshit.
Can it, you four-eyed troll! You can't talk your way out of this one! The only person who would be sick-minded enough to kill Wolfgang is you and only you! Don't you fucking try and tell me otherwise!
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
It seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are, and you despised him because of it. You have a motive!
Perhaps our understanding of the mechanism is wrong. Maybe it wasn't closing the vent that triggered it, but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord with a special knot which can untie by itself after a bit of time passes.
There's even less evidence for that!
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happened to be at the game tournament, and now you're saying I'm a killer.
Never mind what I said before. isn't the fact. You just focus.
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
It seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are, and you despised him because of it. You have a motive.
Perhaps our understanding of the mechanism is wrong. Maybe it wasn't closing the vent that triggered it, but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord with a special knot which can untie by itself after a bit of time passes.
There's even less evidence for that.
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happened the game tournament.
No, that's wrong! No, it's no coincidence you were at the game tournament. In fact, it's not even a coincidence the tournament took place during the murder.
What do you mean?
It was impossible for me to notice this earlier, but the killer timed the tournament so it would grant them an alibi for the murder.
Whoa. Are you accusing me of murder again? I thought you said Ava was the culprit.
The detective isn't supposed to switch suspects in the last stretch like this. We're totally throwing the audience for a loop, and not in a good way.
Except neither of you played a role in determining what time the tournament would be held. The only person to determine that was Ava.
When I was training my talent, I did most of my studying at 9 a.m. To bring us more active and ready to absorb information around that time. I think this affects the help our video game skills. I thought she was the one that signed up for time. At 9 a.m. tournament, huh? Wouldn't be the first time. Screw it. Let's do 9 a.m. 1 hour after the morning announcement. I can't talk.
Ava knew she'd be in the dining hall tomorrow. So when Cassidy announced the tournament, she realized it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create an alibi for herself.
That's insane. How could she have come up with something like that on the spot?
It wasn't just for an alibi either. Since Ava knew about the tournament, she could time the setup of her trap accordingly.
To answer a question of why neither Cassidy and Jen were marked by the selection of the event, I think that's what Cassidy told me earlier, right? Before tournament again, I explained exactly what Ava opened next.
I got it. Cassidy, you told me Ava approached you yesterday and asked to help set up the tournament. What exactly did she say?
When did I tell you this again?
Before the tournament?
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, Eva wanted to see what sort of equipment the tournament needed. After I showed her Mark's stuff and told her we were redecorating the dining hall, she offered to help.
Back when this conversation happened, you still hadn't decided what time you were going to start redecorating, right?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Eva really helped me out, though. She said she would stack the dining hall furniture we weren't going to use later that night. Afterwards, we could focus purely on arranging the technical stuff in the morning.
All right. Then tell me what happened last night.
Jet, Mark, Eva, and I came to the dining hall at around 8:40 p.m. probably. We set the table and the dining chairs against the left wall, and the sofas we moved to the middle of the room, maybe a little more to the right. Then we all went back to our dorms. Well, I was kind of hungry, so I stayed back a few minutes before leaving.
Hold the phone. If those sofa chairs were moved to the middle of the room, Why'd I see one over in the corner this morning?
Because Eva pushed it there.
Eva what?
She didn't want to take part in the tournament. Just watch it from the side. That's what she told me. I never thought it was weird or anything. Some people just like sticking to the walls of rooms, you know?
We're talking about the sofa in the upper left corner, aye? The one next to the coffee table.
Yes, sir, Eva!
Yo, when the power went out, I'm pretty sure Damon ran over to that corner to look through. Yeah, a vent!
Did she move the chair there so it would be easier to reach the vent later?
Why would I when Cassidy just said the vent was closed during setup?
Because you were covering for yourself in advance.
Huh?
The vent may not have been open at the time, but I'm willing to bet that's because you were still creating your trap.
In what way?
Let's say Ava took a detour for the boiler room first, and slid the internal plug through both vents. After going upstairs and helping rearrange the dining hall furniture, during which she moves a sofa chair so it obscures the vent, she heads outside and hides until everyone else goes to bed. Then, she walks back in and opens the vent.
So Eva took complete advantage of them?
Not my fault those two are so trusting.
You think a big guy like me was going to be afraid of some mad fleet? No way!
I mean, she did lie about a lot of important things. Her talent being one of them.
She also cried and fled the scene after we found out, no?
I just thought it was cool. She wanted to help me out.
Hey, can we backtrack a little? Like, to before all this Ava talk?
Why? What happened?
It's to do with the chair's position. You guys keep saying it was in front of the vent, but Damon stood in front of the vent during the blackout. If the chair was in the position you all say it was, it should have blocked him from crouching in front of the vent.
Ava probably just moved it during the blackout.
Eh?
Before the blackout, it was positioned with its back to the left wall. However, when I ran over to the vent, the chair was suddenly pushed up against the northern wall, out of the vent's range. Ava must have shifted the chair while everyone was initially panicking from the blackout. I'm guessing she hoped people would misremember its position and think it was always along the northern wall.
Oh, man! So I totally fell for it?
I also remember seeing a speaker in that corner.
Yeah, about that. This morning, Jet, Mark, and I arrived at the dining hall a little after 8 a.m. Then Eva came a few minutes later. She helped us put together Mark's equipment, which was stationed in the lower right corner of the room. And then she volunteered to place speakers around the room while Jet and I set up the TV next to the fireplace.
Moving a speaker near the vent. Did Eva do that to drown out Diana and Wolfgang's scuffle?
Yeah, and in turn exacerbate the effects of the other speakers. There were almost a dozen spread throughout the dining hall, some even sandwiched into corners they didn't need to be. Eva probably placed them that way to cover as much ground as possible.
Still, Eva entered the dining hall at 8:10 a.m., right? So wouldn't it be impossible for her to knock out Lawyer Man at 8:15 a.m.?
According to Ava, she arrived around 8:10 a.m., but it's possible she actually arrived much later. Since there's no clock in the dining hall, he just couldn't have known. In fact, that might be why Ava seemed so eager to arrange Mark's equipment in the morning. Upon realizing it had a clock, she wanted to ensure it would only be powered on after she arrived.
It seems the setup of this trap occurred across 3 phases. Phase 1 took place in the boiler room and involved tying a lithium battery to an extension cord. The cord was then slid through the grates of the closed boiler room vent, presumably until it almost poked out the other end of the ventilation shaft. Phase 2, by contrast, was carried out in the dining hall. The aforementioned cord was tied around the dining hall vent, which was then left open. This must have happened after Cassidy, Mark, and Jet were already done redecorating. For the third and final phase, the battery was carefully suspended over the generator. All these steps combined created a pulley system, which could only be triggered by closing the dining hall vent. Is there anything I'm missing?
How I closed the vent.
Huh?
No one has explained how I closed the dining hall vent. Obviously, I didn't do it during the blackout. According to Damon, the blackout can only happen after the vent is closed. So, I must have stood up, gone behind the chair, and closed the vent during the tournament.
I think it'd be that hard to close the vent.
That's stupid. Someone is definitely going to notice that sort of conspicuous movement. It doesn't matter if that someone is on the opposite side of the room. They're going to notice.
How did we overlook such an obvious discrepancy?
It was right. Santa would look really suspicious. You're saying that she stood up. Which is exactly why she was about to circumvent the problem.
This is it. The location of your chair bypasses this problem entirely. To close the vent, all you need to do is set the chair to recline and reach behind you.
Set the chair to recline?
All the dining hall chairs have the ability to recline. Some were already set to that position at the start of the tournament, including Ava's. With her chair in recline, Ava can easily reach down and close the vent without shifting from her position. It's not perfectly inconspicuous, but it's subtle enough to not catch most people's attention, especially those focused on watching a video game competition. Well, am I wrong?
All of this just to murder Wolfgang and frame Diana. Wow. Like, it was definitely very smart, though, to come up with this, honestly.
This isn't funny.
What is it?
Just because I was sitting in front of the vent doesn't mean I was the one who triggered the mechanism.
No one can sneak up behind you without drawing attention, especially when all the lights were still on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would have noticed someone sneaking up behind you.
That's just dumb. Where I was sitting shouldn't make me a murderer.
Even so, with everything we've spoken about.
Everything? Did you already forget what we said earlier?
What?
Just look at all the items I would need to set up this murder. The battery, the extension cord, the rolling pin, the taser, the syringe, and the supposed drug used with it. How could I have collected all of those things? Wolfgang and everyone else hated me because I lied about my talent. They were on their guard whenever I was around. You think Jet and Desmond would just let me walk into their rooms and take their stuff?
That's true. We still haven't explained how she robbed two people's rooms without being caught.
I don't think it would be that difficult.
Unless you can prove I had the chance to get all this stuff, you can't make me out to be the killer.
Fine. I'll show proof. Only you could obtain the items necessary for this murder. I got it. Ava, you were well aware of the existence of those items.
Oh, yeah,
For starters, everyone heard about Jet's battery. It was common knowledge due to his boasting.
Wait, so it's all my fault? Ouch.
Since the dorms aren't locked, you could easily snuck in and grab the battery while no one was inside. The battery is lightweight too, so you wouldn't have trouble carrying it. For the rest of your plan, the syringe and drugs are both readily available in the pharmacy. And as for the taser, you may not have known about its existence right away, but you still had every incentive to search Desmond's room, because you received his blackmail.
Eva? You knew my blackmail this whole time and never said anything?
So what?
Huh?
So what if I knew? I wasn't the only one. Damon knew your blackmail as well.
Yeah, wow, now she's throwing us under the bus.
Oh, yeah. He read it out loud to everyone earlier, didn't he?
Damon knew almost everything I did. He knew where the items used in this murder were stored. He knew the layout of the boiler room and the storage closets. He knew all sorts of things. The only thing he didn't know is the one thing more important than any piece of physical evidence.
What the hell are you talking about?
See, you still don't know. You still don't know that we never saw eye to eye.
Huh?
Eye to eye on the not killing each other stuff?
On Wolfgang. Damon saw the way Wolfgang scolded me and treated me like a bad guy, and he thought I hated him the same way he did. But unlike Damon, I never wanted Wolfgang to die.
Yeah, now she's just throwing us under the bus.
What the?
Whoa! That's a loaded accusation.
Not a first for this trial.
If you thought you saw the worst of Damon after the dummy trial, you underestimate just how low he can stoop. I practically risked my life pretending to be his ally, but in return, he let me see the extent of his deceitfulness. Which is why I can tell everyone that Damon has Wolfgang's blackmail.
Yep, that's gonna make us look really bad. That's why he should have spoken up. Because like now it just looks way more suspicious that we kept quiet about that.
Oh, gosh.
But we were playing a game with Kai, so it's literally impossible for us to cover. Ava.
Any reason you didn't tell us this earlier?
Well, I didn't think it was incriminating at first.
Not even when he refused to come forward about it?
That was weird, but I didn't want to make accusations at the time because it could have just been his ego talking. Only after watching him reject the taser gun over this dumb mechanism he made up did I realize I had potential evidence on my hands.
Damon, do you have your blackmail on you? Don't worry about reading it out loud or anything. Just show the image. That's all you gotta do.
Did Ava really never trust me? Why then? She doesn't know so much to me. Why did she tell me? Yeah, I think she she's probably lying about that. Like, I think like she trusts me. She just gives us an scapegoat. It's because I trust you. No, this can't be at the forefront of my mind right now. I want my classified brain this case to a close. What Ava thinks about me shouldn't matter. What she thinks about me. He took my side at the beginning, remember? We were the only people who refused to listen to that lawyer, and he helped solve the mystery behind that whole case. No one thanked you. I'm really sorry about how things turned out. The other students wouldn't have treated you fairly if it wasn't for me. Damn it. Damn it. This entire time I've been judging the others for how trusting they are, not even realizing I was blindly following the words of a stranger. And now everyone here, they're gonna hold this blackmail crap against me, even more than if I just come forward earlier. Even so, what choice do I have? No one will let the discussion continue unless I tell the truth.
Fine. I'll show it. But only the picture, as requested.
In those words, I retrieved the envelope from my pocket and blow up the picture, photo.
He's married.
Ingrid, Wolfgang doesn't have blue eyes.
So, who is this then? His parents?
I mean, why else would the guy look like him?
Given the year this photo was taken, these two people must be his parents. Look at what's printed at the bottom. April 17th, 2001. We know how old Wolfgang is because of the student reports. In 2001, he wasn't even born yet.
But why his parents? Are they being held against their will?
You can't leave us hanging, Damo! You gotta read out what it says!
That's not what was asked of me. And even if I had to, I don't think someone who can't explain himself should have his secrets revealed to everyone.
Some things are better left unsaid.
For the record, I know what Wolfgang's blackmail says, but it didn't change my outlook on him. I don't think it's possible for anyone to hate someone like Wolfgang. He was always brave in the face of sheer adversity, and encouraged everyone else to act likewise. Wolfgang challenged me to be a better person. Wolfgang challenged all of us to be better people. And maybe Ava simply couldn't rise to his challenge.
Don't listen to him. He's trying to divert everyone from the truth.
Even though Wolfgang and I didn't always see eye to eye, my respect for him and his talent never wavered. Why would someone like me harm him? Me, who's been leading this trial much the same way he led the one before. I may have questioned the idea no one here would kill, but that doesn't make me someone who wants to see bloodshed.
He does. He does want bloodshed. We have all the proof he's a cold-blooded killer. Wolfgang's blackmail, which he lied about having.
That does not make me his killer.
But wasn't Damon playing?
Nothing he says should be trusted. Nothing he says about me or anything else.
We were playing the game with Kai. Literally, how could it be better?
It is odd that he placed faith in a man who does not have faith in us.
Yeah.
So much so, these discussions are mostly led by his own conjecture.
Damon isn't the killer, though. Why would he try to mislead anyone?
Thank you, Kai.
Like, he and I were playing a game when the murder happened.
Yeah.
And multiple people can vouch for us.
Not to mention, the things he's been saying make a lot of sense.
Truth has no personal alliance. That's why.
Even if he wasn't here, we'd arrive at the same conclusion anyway.
Depends who you mean by we.
Yeah.
Then you all still think I'm the killer?
Someone needs to be voted by the end of this.
Don't just say it like that.
Okay. She's crashing out now.
My ears!
How would I know? How would I know when to drop it?
Drop what?
The battery! Damon says the killer dropped the battery when Diana was already in the boiler room. But how would I know when Diana was in the boiler room?
That's pretty good point.
It's not as if I could listen out for her. The music speakers are too loud. And the dining hall has no clocks, so it'd be impossible for me to know if it was 8:45 a.m.
Right. Only Mark's DJ pad had a clock.
Maybe Ava asked Mark for the time.
She never spoke to me.
We never spoke. I never even got up from my chair. Besides, how could I be sure Diana arrived on time anyway? If you can't explain how I knew when to drop the battery, then shut up and stop accusing me!
Ava makes a decent point. How did she know that? It's just a lot of chance. No, I just think it's hard to think most of the time, right? Come on, think. Use it to base my top head. I need to look at this from another angle. If I just take it from the top, while assuming Ava is killed.
I got it.
Should have been.
The only way the killer would have known when to spring their trap was by seeing Diana enter the room. Any uncertainty would ruin the plan, and the dining hall was too loud to hear anything over.
So where did she watch Diana from? There are only two possible possible places. I can't read. Oh, there you go. Alright, there we go. I got to look again. Okay. Alright, so not the bed.
This is it. It's impossible to see anything from the vent, which means the only way anyone could see into the room was by using the school cameras.
But how?
Say what?
How was she able to see with the cameras?
I don't understand how, but Ava must have used the camera.
Is she working with the kidnappers?
Are you kidding me? How the hell would I have access to the camera?
In order to actually see what is happening on the security cameras, what would Ava need to get access to? Naturally, there would have to be some sort of screen. Wasn't she like playing a game at the time? The screen, huh? Thinking back on what all the various clues discussed, I can't pinpoint anything which could provide an answer to the question. Was I deja vu? When all the options are laid out, I can only turn towards the one which still remains. The one thing we get to discuss. Ava, was Tybrain end to what you started? Better or for worse, this but I can't read. This one will be your final lie. Oh god, we're pulling out. So I'm thinking, not for the water. Okay.
I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolf. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair.
Why would I kill any? It's Damon who's just. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see it. This isn't fair. Ugh. Who cares about the kid? Why would I kill Ed? This isn't fair. This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see it. It's Damon who's It's Damon who's suspicious.
So much.
Why would I kill anyone? Why would I? Ugh. Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see anything. Why would I kill Ed? This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. Ouch! There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolf. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. I just wanted. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't Damon. I thought you trusted me. I didn't see any. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone?
Okay.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed. Who cares about the camera? cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I just wanted to help. I didn't see any.